In this episode of Talking About Orks, we're going to be going over Nobz. And Nobz is one of the most interesting units in the index, as they don't really have a specific place. They're kind of enigmatic in that way. They're not quite an elite close combat unit, but they're not quite fodder either. So I'm not sure where exactly you're going to use these guys. So let's go over the basics here. So Nobz have 5-inch move, 3-inch, or weapon skill 3, skill 5, strength 5, which is nice. Toughness 4, 2 wounds, 3 attacks, leadership 6, and the boss knob adds a leadership 7, but not an additional attack. So they're 1 point cheaper than the previous book, but they also include heavy armor now, which you had to pay for before. And let's see, so the unit contains 1 boss knob and 4 knobs, include up to 5 additional knobs, so 10 just like always. You could put sluggas and choppas and stick bombs. Any knob or boss knob may be accompanied by an ammo rent. That's where it gets really interesting. So you can give them a kill saw, which is nice. You can give them the power stabber, which is a new entry in the Ork armory, which is a strength user AP -2, 1 damage. So that gives you a, and they're not very expensive either, so it doesn't cost a lot of points to put on a power stabber. But with the drop in the big choppa, I'm not sure. The -2 AP versus -1 AP, and I think I'd rather go with the -1 AP and 2 damage than -2 AP and 1 damage, especially at +2 strength. So I definitely don't think the power stabber has a place anymore now that the price drop of the big chopper's gone through. Kill saw is still awesome. It's a power claw with AP -4 and straight 2 damage. Love kill saws. I think they're far superior to power claws. If you can take a kill saw, you want to take a kill saw. Even if it is a few points more, I think it's totally worth it. Any model where you replace its slugger with 1 item from the shooty weapons list, so basically shooters or combi weapons. Any model will replace its choppa with a kill saw, power stabber, or item from the choppy weapons list, which is just big choppa and power claws. And for every 5 models in the unit, excluding ammo runs, 1 may have a cyborg body. Not worth it. So they do have Here We Go and Mob Rule. Keeping order, roll a d6 for each model that flees from a clan unit that is within 3 inches of any friendly clan unit with this ability. I guess that means including itself. On a 6, that model doesn't flee, so you're probably not going to get that a whole lot because there's only 10 models in this unit. No, leadership 7, you lose 5 or 6 in a turn. Yeah, I guess I can see how that would be useful. Ammo run. Each time this unit shoots when making to hit rolls, if you can re-roll 1 die for each ammo run accompanying it. When rolling to wound the unit, use the Nobz toughness while they're on the battlefield. The death of ammo runs is ignored for the purposes of morale. So basically, for a few points each, you gain an extra model to absorb wounds. I'm sure if you want to shoot with these guys, give them combi rockets or something, and having the rerolls from the ammo runs might not be, because it's not once per game, it's just every time it shoots. So as long as you have an ammo run, you can reroll 1 die for each ammo run you have. So if you have 10 Nobz with combi rockets and 10 ammo runs, you can actually get those 10 rerolls with their rockets, which is not a bad idea. It's kind of spendy, sure, but you can reroll rockets against anything, not just vehicles like you could with tank busters. And Nobz have a lot more survivability than regular boys do, being 2 wounds and a 4 of armor save. And if they're going to hit something with heavy AP, you can always just take the last cannon on an ammo run. That's where it gets really good, because if you hit something with multi-damage, and it could take out a knob in a single shot, you put those on the ammo runs. You just use those as sacrificial wounds. So you essentially get 3 wounds per model for a little over 20 points. I'm going to get into too much in the specifics here. And for a few points more, you can get the combi rocket. Which, of course, there's no point in doing that with combi scorches. And combi scorches are still very expensive, so I'm not sure if those are going to be worth it in the long run to have a combi scorch on these guys. Simply because they are just so darn expensive. Yeah, combi rockets are down to 14 points. So you're still looking at about 35 points a model for that scenario. But you're literally talking 3 wounds each now at that point. Would you do with that? And they're still, you know, you can still give them big choppas too if you want to, or choppas aren't too bad because with a chopper they're getting 4 attacks each at strength 5, hitting on 3s. It's not too bad, really. It's not great, but it's not too bad. So that's, but still, that's only one. It's not any real different than one boy, except the extra strength, of course. That's if you want to go shoot a unit. But I'd still, you know, if you're going to take some Nobz, at least take some Amarants as sacrificial models. There's no reason not to do that. They're cheap, and I think there's just such a shenanigans almost with that, being able to allocate wounds to the Amarants, and then not having those losses count for morale checks. So you can lose all 10 Amarants in one turn and just not care. That is outstanding. And of course, the Amarants still have a 6-up save, so if you're taking bolter shots on them, you still get their 6-up save. Cyborg Body's not worth it. It's only it's basically a 6+ feel no pain. That does not stack with Pain Boys. So no point in doing a Cyborg Body. It's just not worth the points. Yeah, so that is just about it. The Nobz are, as I said, they're very hard to pin down as what you want to do with them. If you just want to give each one a big chopper, that's 24 points per model. You can fit, if you say you're taking a truck, you can fit 10 in a truck and still have room for both a Pain Boy and a Warbanner Nob. That's the other thing, is that Amarants do take up transport spots, so you cannot put. So you can put 10 Nobz and 10 Amarants in a battle wagon, but nothing else. Just to let you know. So those do take up transport spots. And they're actually supposed to be models on the board, because they do have a profile. They do have a profile. So I don't know why Amarants have a 4-up BS when they don't shoot, but they do attack though. They have 1 attack. So they can even hit in close combat if you really want them to. That's hilarious. So Nobz probably aren't going to be the best to jump, unless you want to put them in terrain, hide them out for a turn, and then go out the next turn and do something with them. There are much better uses for jump, I think, than Nobz. I think Nobz will excel their best when you actually put them in a transport. I think this will be the only unit that will work in a transport, simply because of their extra survivability. As I said, you can put 10 Nobz with big choppas in a truck with a Pain Boy and a Warbanner Nob. And so now that's a threat that's not a whole lot of points. It's still a pretty sizable investment, but not a lot. And it's something that your opponent has to deal with, because those are a lot of strength 7, AP -1, 2 damage attacks coming in. So yeah, that's 30 attacks, hitting on 2s, winning most everything's on 3s. So there are strength 7 only though. So you're still going to be winning toughness 4 on 3s, but it's AP -1 and 2 damage. You're just going to, anything that's multiple damage, like 3-up save, like Primaris Marines will just get slaughtered by these guys in combat. And the sheer number of 2 damage attacks. Terminators, especially those stupid 1,000 Sun Terminators that don't lose, that ignore -1 on single damage shots. Those are great for taking any Ludas too. I won't get to Ludas, but so the big choppers are great for taking out those kind of Terminators too, because any failed save is a dead Terminator. So yeah, let me know how you use. I haven't used Nobz yet in 8th edition. I don't really see a place for them in my playstyle. But if you've used Nobz, and I have read about other people using Nobz effectively, let me know in the comments below. And thanks for watching. Thank you for watching this episode of Talking About Orcs. Please subscribe and hit the bell button for notifications for new Talking About Orcs videos every Wednesday, new battle reports every Friday, and hobby videos whenever I can. Thanks for watching.